In the not-too-distant future, humanity, having conquered the limitations of its own solar system, reached out to the stars, establishing colonies on a string of exoplanets. Each of these new worlds served as a beacon of Earth's cultural and technological progress, showcasing advances that turned once distant dreams into everyday realities. Yet, for all their advancements, humans remained a species driven by the desire to explore and expand, inevitably reaching the territories of the Zeons. The Zeons, a species whose society was built around martial prowess and an unbending honor code, were no strangers to conflict. They viewed war as a sacred extension of their cultural identity. Known across the galaxy for their formidable combat skills, the Zeons saw war as a pure form of expression and negotiation, practiced and perfected over centuries. Their warriors, towering and imposing, were trained from birth in the art of combat, making them a fearsome sight on any battlefield. As human colonies flourish, their expansion uncovered a series of resource-rich planets. These planets, however, lay in a zone that overlapped with Zeon-claimed territories, leading to simmering tension between the two species. The Zeons, perceiving humans as technologically advanced yet physically and strategically inferior, decided to invoke their ancient rites of conflict resolution, a series of combats known as the Cryon Trials. The Cryon Trials. Adhering strictly to their honor code, the Zeon High Council issued a formal challenge to the human colonies. They demanded that the dispute over the planets be settled through traditional combat, dismissing diplomatic negotiations as a lesser path to honor. In their view, this method would not only determine the rightful owner of the disputed zones, but also demonstrate the superiority of Zeon warriors, expecting quick and decisive victories over what they assumed to be less capable human opponents. The Zeons were confident in their approach. Unbeknownst to the Zeons, however, human history was teeming with wars of survival and conquest, a history that had honed human resilience and tactical ingenuity. As the challenge was broadcast across human colonies, it ignited a fire among the people. Humans prepared not just to defend their new homes, but to prove that their spirit and intelligence were forces to be reckoned with. Strategic preparations. As the formal challenge from the Zeons echoed across the human colonies, strategic meetings convened under a veil of urgency. Leaders and military strategists, descendants of Earth's most legendary generals and tacticians, gathered to sculpt a defense not just rooted in strength, but in the cunning that had characterized human conflicts throughout history. Drawing from a rich legacy of guerrilla warfare, psychological operations, and adaptive tactics, the preparations were as much about mental resilience as they were about physical readiness. Simulations ran deep into the night, with scenarios playing out Earth's historic battles against varied terrains and enemies, each adapted to counter the anticipated brute force of the Zeon warriors. Parallel to human strategizing, the Zeons engaged in rigorous preparations that mirrored their confidence in their own martial prowess. In training arenas carved from the rugged landscapes of their homeworld, Zeon warriors honed their skills through combat drills that emphasized raw power and traditional fighting techniques. First skirmishes. As the initial skirmishes commenced, the contrast in preparation styles became starkly evident. Humans, employing their deeply strategized plans, used the terrain to their advantage, setting up ambushes and hit-and-run attacks that left the Zeons scrambling. Innovative human tactics, including the use of environmental hazards and improvised traps, disrupted the traditional and straightforward combat methods of the Zeons, leading to narrow yet significant early human victories. These encounters, though small in scale, played a crucial role in testing the waters, revealing the effectiveness of human ingenuity against Zeon strength. The psychological impact of these initial encounters began to percolate through the ranks of the Zeons. Accustomed to straightforward victories and the dominance of their physical prowess in combat, the warriors found themselves confounded by elusive and cunning human tactics. Doubt crept into a culture that venerated certainty and strength, unsettling the warrior class and its leaders. Among the humans, these early victories served as a vital boost to morale. cementing a belief in their strategic designs and reinforcing their commitment to the defense of their colonies. As both sides regrouped and reassessed their strategies, the realization dawned on the Zeons that their underestimation of human capabilities might have led them into a conflict far different from any they had faced before. Rising tensions. With the early skirmishes behind them, both sides braced for broader confrontation. Each civilization was now fully aware of the other's capabilities and intent on asserting their dominance. The war escalated as both sides engaged in increasingly ferocious battles, with the conflict spreading across several disputed planets. Each skirmish, larger and more intense than the last, showcased the unique qualities of key participants. On one side, a grizzled Zion warrior, known for his honor and relentless combat style, emerged as a central figure. On the other, a human tactician celebrated for her strategic ingenuity and ability to think several moves ahead became the focal point of the human effort. As these characters emerged into the forefront, their encounters became the stuff of legends within their respective camps. The human tactician, leveraging her knowledge of Zion honor codes and combat rituals, orchestrated complex battle plans that continually adapted to the shifting dynamics of the battlefield. Her strategies often involved feints and diversions, drawing the Zeons into traps set against environmental backdrops that negated their physical superiority. The pivotal battle. One pivotal battle marked a turning point. The Zeons, gathering a massive force, aimed to deliver a crushing blow to the human defenses, targeting a key colony they believed was vulnerable. However, as their forces descended, they found not vulnerability, but a trap meticulously set by human forces. Utilizing the colony's complex terrain and integrated defense systems, the humans launched a counteroffensive that turned the tide. The battle, marked by intense ground skirmishes and strategic aerial maneuvers, ended in a resounding human victory. This showcased not only their tactical depth, but also their ability to predict and counter Zion moves. This defeat proved pivotal for the Zion forces, especially the seasoned warrior who had led the charge. Witnessing firsthand the cunning and resolve of the human fighters, his perspective began to shift. Respect for his adversaries grew, born out of the recognition of their strategic brilliance and their unwavering determination to defend their homes. This respect was tinged with a growing apprehension that the war, initially believed to be a straightforward campaign, might indeed be lost if current strategies remained unchanged. A call for retreat. In the aftermath, the Zion command, rattled by the unexpected defeat, called for a strategic retreat. This pause in active combat allowed them to reassess their approach towards the humans. Discussions within the Zion war councils revealed a split between those who wished to continue the fight, believing their honor was at stake, and those who, influenced by the seasoned warrior's first-hand accounts, argued for a new approach. This period of reflection and reassessment led to the reluctant acknowledgement that a continuation of the conflict under the same premises might lead to further losses. As both sides regrouped, the seeds of diplomatic engagement began to sprout. The humans, recognizing the shift in Zion tactics and the pause in their offensive, prepared to capitalize on this opportunity to steer the conflict from open warfare towards negotiation. Diplomatic shifts. With the battlefield temporarily quiet, the focus shifted to diplomacy, setting the stage for a different kind of confrontation. One fought across negotiation tables rather than war-torn landscapes, where the cunning and strategy that marked the battles might now pave the way for a lasting peace. Following a series of intense conflicts that tested the mettle and strategic acumen of both humans and Zeons, the leaders of both sides approached the negotiation table. Weariness was evident in their demeanors, but so was a newfound respect for the capabilities and honor of the other. The negotiations were not merely discussions of terms, but a forum where the courage and tactical wisdom displayed in battle were acknowledged and commended. Paths to peace. As key figures from earlier confrontations took their places among the negotiators, the seasoned Zion warrior and the brilliant human tactician found themselves at the center of this delicate process. Their mutual respect, born from the battlefield, became the cornerstone of the discussions. This respect transcended the initial hostility and opened the door to understanding and compromise. The negotiations were intense, with each side presenting their demands and conditions. The Xians sought to preserve their honor while ensuring their territorial claims were respected. The humans, on the other hand, aimed to secure the safety of their colonies and the right to continue their expansion peacefully. Building trust. As the discussions progressed, moments of tension were interspersed with instances of surprising camaraderie. The human tactician, with her deep understanding of Xian culture, used her knowledge to bridge gaps and find common ground. She highlighted the shared values of honor and resilience that both species held dear, emphasizing that a peaceful resolution would benefit both civilizations. The seasoned Xian warrior, initially skeptical of the negotiations, found himself admiring the humans' tenacity and intelligence. He realized that the humans were not just formidable adversaries, but potential allies who could bring a fresh perspective to their own society. This realization began to shift his stance from one of confrontation to one of cooperation. The turning point. A turning point in the negotiations came when the human tactician proposed a joint venture, a collaborative effort to explore and develop the resource-rich planets together. This proposal was bold and unprecedented, aiming to transform the conflict into an opportunity for mutual growth. It was a risky move, but it struck a chord with the Xians. The idea of working alongside humans, once their sworn enemies, was met with initial resistance. However, the seasoned warrior's endorsement of the proposal, based on his newfound respect for the human strategist, swayed the Xian High Council. They saw the potential benefits of such a partnership and the possibility of creating a legacy of peace and cooperation. An agreement reached. After weeks of intense negotiations, an agreement was finally reached. The terms were carefully crafted to ensure that both sides retained their honor and achieved their goals. The resource-rich planets would be developed jointly, with shared control and benefits. This collaboration would serve as a testament to what could be achieved when two great civilizations set aside their differences and worked together. The agreement marked the end of the war and the beginning of a new era. It was celebrated across both human and Xian territories, with hope and optimism replacing the fear and animosity that had once defined their relationship. The seasoned Xian warrior and the human tactician, now hailed as heroes, became symbols of this newfound alliance. A new dawn. As the joint venture commenced, humans and Xians worked side by side, learning from each other and forging bonds of friendship and respect. The resource-rich planets began to flourish under their combined efforts, showcasing the strength and potential of their partnership. This collaboration not only ensured mutual prosperity, but also served as a beacon of hope for other species in the galaxy. The seasoned Xian warrior, now a respected leader, used his influence to promote understanding and cooperation between the two species. His first-hand experience of the war and the negotiations gave him a unique perspective, enabling him to bridge cultural gaps and foster unity. The human tactician, equally respected, continued to play a pivotal role in guiding the collaboration, using her strategic brilliance to navigate challenges and ensure success. Legacy of peace. The legacy of the war and the subsequent peace agreement left an indelible mark on both civilizations. It became a tale of caution and inspiration, reminding future generations of the cost of conflict and the value of diplomacy. The story of the seasoned Xian warrior and the human tactician was passed down through the ages, celebrated as a testament to the power of respect, understanding, and cooperation. As the years passed, the joint venture expanded, bringing more planets under their collaborative control. The partnership between humans and Xians grew stronger, evolving into a formidable alliance that shaped the galaxy's political and economic landscape. Together, they faced new challenges and opportunities, always guided by the lessons learned from their shared history. Challenges and triumphs. Despite the success of their joint venture, challenges arose that tested the strength of their alliance. External threats, internal dissent, and unforeseen obstacles demanded constant vigilance and adaptability. However, the foundation of trust and respect that had been built during the negotiations proved resilient. The human tactician, now a key figure in the alliance's leadership, continued to innovate and adapt, using her strategic acumen to navigate these challenges. Her ability to anticipate and counter threats ensured the alliance's continued prosperity. The seasoned Xian warrior, serving as a mentor and advisor, provided wisdom and stability, guiding the younger generation of leaders with his experience and insight. New horizons. As the alliance expanded its influence, it began to explore new horizons, seeking to establish connections with other species and civilizations. The success of the human-Xian partnership served as a model, inspiring others to pursue cooperation and collaboration. Diplomatic missions, joint research projects, and cultural exchanges became common, enriching the galaxy with a tapestry of diverse perspectives and ideas. The human and Xian leaders, driven by a shared vision of a united and prosperous galaxy, continued to push the boundaries of what was possible. Their efforts not only strengthened their own alliance, but also paved the way for a broader coalition of species, working together towards common goals. Enduring legacy. As the alliance entered its second century, its legacy was firmly established. The once hostile relationship between humans and Xians had transformed into a deep and enduring friendship, celebrated across the galaxy. The story of their journey from conflict to cooperation became a cornerstone of galactic history, taught in schools and revered in cultural traditions. The human tactician, now a venerable elder, continued to inspire and guide the next generation of leaders. Her contributions to the alliance were immortalized in monuments and historical records, ensuring that her legacy would be remembered for millennia. The seasoned Xian warrior, having retired from active leadership, dedicated his time to mentoring and preserving the history of their alliance, ensuring that the lessons of their past were never forgotten. A future united. The future of the galaxy was bright, shaped by the enduring partnership between humans and Xians. Their alliance had not only secured peace and prosperity for their own species, but had also laid the groundwork for a united and cooperative galaxy. The lessons learned from their journey, from the brutal conflicts of the Cryan trials to the delicate negotiations that forged their alliance, served as a guiding light for all. As they looked to the stars, humans and Xians knew that their greatest achievements were yet to come. Together, they would continue to explore, innovate, and build a future defined by unity, respect, and shared ambition. The galaxy, once divided by conflict, now stood as a testament to the power of cooperation and the limitless possibilities that emerge when diverse species came together with a common purpose.